out to Ashton Bartlett and Jesus Mac. Yo, I'm in it. Shouts out to the Replicator. Yo, when you shine this bright, man, you got hecka haters. I wanna hear you say Replicator, it's a comic. Hey, yo, the kid gon' vomit. Y'all know I'm the sickest honest. Shouts to the homie.
Hey, George. Oh, did you like the little rap there, George? You're muted, mate.
No, I did not like that.
It's like never play that again.
What was that?
He's a freestyle rapper called Harry Mack, and he can rap anything. Like you give him any words, and he can rap it. George is like, that's worse than the Beastie Boys concert that I went to. How are you, Leroy?
I'm all right.
Are you super excited about the topic today?
I'm going to shit all over it.
I'm excited for the topic today.
Yeah, it should be good. Let's say hello to chat. It's not like we've never talked about it before. Surely it's a unique thing that no one's ever mentioned once at all. Robert Shepard's here. Zaid Comics. We're going to be talking about Zaid actually. NCM, Aerith Saga, Ryan Cardinal. Me. Disclaimer: if you're not on the list, I've probably just forgotten. Mo Biggs. Well,
did you just read your own chat?
Yeah. Well, I'm reminding you about ARO now, so no excuses. Scrolling down. Canuck. Damn it, Rob, you forced my hand. The Canuck. Damn it, Rob, you forced my hand. I backed the book plus the first two, you damn Aussie. I want them here before Bancroft or else. That's not going to happen, man. But thank you so much for backing. Derek Clay, George is here. Scrolling. George and the Canuck are getting in a disagreement. Oliver from 656.
My wife is making marinara from scratch, George.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It did the skip thing. Manifesto, Ryan Cardinal, Eric, Beampad, Amanda B. All right, that's it.
Eric Eric the Guapo says, Canuck? Who the fook is the Canuck?
Clutch Boogie, Primetime Polton. We're going to be talking about him as well. You guys just did a couple of reviews on Leroy's channel. Do you want to talk about them or not, Leroy? I never know which way you want to go.
Yeah, we can talk about the reviews. That's fine.
It was a lot of fun.
Where's my damn cat book? Is the thing I'm getting from those reviews. You guys,
yours?
Yeah,
yours might take a little bit of time.
That's not my problem.
Yeah. I would not be surprised if I'm the last person to receive the cat book. But you guys were really blown away by it.
Absolutely.
Tell us more, George.
Well, everyone kind of knew what the story was going to be about. You had a rough idea, but there was much more to the world than you realized. And I've said this before. There's two things you always hear artists talk about that are really hard to draw, and that's kids and animals. And this is a book filled with kids and animals, and Yanzi and Shane just drew them impeccably. It was incredible. It was a beautifully drawn book.
I think because it's advertised as a cat book, or that's what the crowd have kind of taken it as. It probably doesn't. It probably what's the word I'm looking for? Your expectations probably aren't as great as what it would be for like a superhero book from Shane Davis, but it smashed it. It was fantastic.
It was I thought it was going to be good. I remember early on me talking about, I think this is going to be a good book, and people kind of laughing about it. And as good as I thought it was going to be, it was even better.
The Canuck never backed that pussy book, right? Just George have his own channel. He needs to. He really does. It'd be fantastic.
I do not.
For George to have a channel. Leroy, what did you want to say about the two reviews you did?
Well, as far as the cat book, look, I just wasn't it was excellent. Don't get me wrong, but I've been a long time Shane Davis fan, so it wasn't. It was nothing I was shocked over. It is. As far as CG standards, it is one of the gold standards of art that's been put out of any book in Comicsgate. Am I surprised? No. But I know a lot of people in the chat will be, because they're not fans of Shane. They haven't seen his previous work. So I think he's going to get a lot more attention, because when they see the art, they're going to be like, holy shit, and rightfully so. But it's not just when you're looking at the art, you also have to look at the layouts, the pacing, and it was all well done. So good for Shane.
And George, like how good was the art in particular?
Well, the art was exceptional. It couldn't have been better. But I can't stress this enough. We've seen Shane's art before. It's the story that really impressed me. Like that, you knew the art was going to be good. You can see that on screen when he shows a double page or when he shows the coloring. It was a story I was really impressed with.
One other point I'd like to make too is just how impressed I am about how quickly Shane got this whole thing done. Like, he launched, he was streaming, he was doing videos, he was drawing, and now the book's here. Like, a lot of the time we're waiting like up to a year sometimes, and this thing's happened it really quickly in my eyes. I don't know if I'm right or wrong.
He
but it just
fulfilled it
feels
the
that
month
way.
he said he was going to. He said it's going to be out in August, and it's out in August.
I think that is
What
very
happens when
impressive.
you sit at the table and you draw like 8 hours a day plus, that you get your book out. So
Eric says, I never know when I can trust George's taste in comics.
Well,
Jeez.
Eric just had a review of a book
Mhm.
that we'll be talking about shortly, because you're talking about the next superstar, and this book that he reviewed is so far my favorite book of the year.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can't get the cat book anymore, but you can sign up to Shane. Why are you laughing, George? You can sign up to
Mo
Shane's.
Big says, "What if George is the only one of us who lives to see the first issue of ARO?"
That's good. You can't get the cat book anymore, but you can sign up to Inglorious Rex. A link is I chucked it in the chat. Make sure you do so.
I will say this about Rex. We have a lot of artists in CG. We have some top tier artists, I think, and I feel like I could put Shane Davis in there. George, like he's a top tier artist, and I could say this, like he's improving. I've seen him improve into Rex. There's little things that he's doing now where it was a weakness he had before. So as good as Starlight Cats is, I think that Rex is going to be better.
Wow.
So, what weakness, Leroy? Out of curiosity, do you think he had that he's improved on? It's interesting.
I want to say somebody like Shane Davis can sit there and say, well, I can improve in this area. And I don't know if he did this. Honestly, I really don't. But I feel like he's like, well, here's a little weakness I want to get better on. And he practices it. And like, if he can do that, everybody can do that. That's what I'd like to say.
Johnny Cage. So you don't have to be late to deliver a great book. Well then. Yeah, I think he's setting a really high bar, which is really cool. Let's have a look at chat. It's gone pretty quick. All right, well, let's get into it. So this is the next Comicsgate.
So that was the first review. There was one other review we did.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that one though yet. So
we can't talk about that. Oh, okay.
No, you can do it. Oh, just beware with the review. There's a really big spoiler in there, and I know it says spoilers, but it was a big one.
I didn't mean to spoil anything.
It says warning spoilers right on it.
I didn't mean to spoil. I told him I felt bad about spoiling it.
We always spoil. He knows that. Rob is trying to complain over something that he was told was going to happen.
I do that.
We also did a quick review on Warts and All, which was so massive of book we really couldn't go down talk about every single story. So it was more of a generic review, but we were both super impressed with that book as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got so much for a little. $30. I still it still boggles my mind that he sold those for $30. I mean, if you get on the can now, you got to pay double, you know. But we got them for $30.
That kind of is how I think it should be, right? I mean, we were in there first. We supported the campaign. We should get a little bit of a benefit.
That's what spoiler warnings are for, Rob. Are they? All right.
No, George didn't shit on any book today, Canuck.
All only gave
only
it
gave it an
A. Yeah, so the link to Leroy's channel is in the description. Go check out the reviews there. And George, are you putting them on the Splinter as well, or what's
I
going on?
did
there?
one for warts and all. I didn't
Okay,
do it. I didn't do it for Starlight Cats. So
all right, awesome. Where do we want to start with these potential superstars in the making, George?
do you have a list? Because
I
you haven't
do,
shared
yeah.
it with me. Well, let's show us the list. Like, how's this going to work? Is the
Well,
person I want on there on there?
Yes. Do you want to start with the person that you want on there?
Well, show us the list first. I'll tell you if they're on there.
Well, okay. Well, the list is Patrick,
Mm-hmm.
Phil Diaz,
Mm-hmm.
Mandy Summers.
Mm-hmm.
Who else have got? Shelby Robertson,
Mm-hmm.
Mark Polton.
Mm-hmm.
They're the potential superstars that I have earmarked.
So you don't have the person that I want to nominate on there, is what you're saying?
Who do you want to nominate?
Michael Siegenthaler.
Okay.
I'd like to nominate Frank Miller.
Patrick, I wouldn't say. I mean, he's been around for a couple of years now, and Shelby Robertson's been drawing for 26 years. Mark Polton's been around for, I don't know, 7 or 8. I don't know if I thought you meant like new people. That's how I viewed it. I could be wrong.
Well, we can do new people at the end as well. This is what I had though. These people. This is what happens when I don't explain things to you guys before we go live. I had these people a steadily
That
growing
sounds like a
improvement.
superstar list. It sounds like a
potential Leroy.
no. It doesn't even sound. It sounds like growing. You know, like it doesn't sound like a superstar list to me.
Well, they're superstars in my eyes.
Your mom says
Yeah.
you're a superstar.
Wait.
That doesn't mean anything.
When you said next, I thought you meant like a person who's new. I misunderstood, but I
Yeah.
still say Michael. I read the Skits book and I was completely floored by it. I didn't. I don't know if I wasn't expecting much. I really don't know, but when I got it, I thoroughly enjoyed that book. Have you read it, Rob?
No, I don't have it.
Oh, you didn't back it?
No, I didn't back it.
What do you constitute as superstar?
Well, I'm thinking these people are on the verge of taking the next step into a higher plane of success.
You're still not defining what that higher plane of success is.
Well, mine is they're on the verge of hitting 50,000 and over.
So 50,000 is superstar.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I think Mark Polton's just like a step away from that then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're right here. They're on the verge of hitting superstardom. I think, and these people are growing. They are success stories in my mind. And you guys are giving me grief on this one.
No, I just misunderstood. I apologize.
No, you don't have to. All right, let's have a look at Patrick because I think Patrick is a great success, potential superstar in the making. Let's go to this screen.
Okay, now in all fairness to Patrick, you might look at those numbers and be like, "That's not a very large campaign." This was in a way a second chance campaign. He was selling, he called it his merch booth, items that he had already printed and giving folks another chance to pick it up who haven't, who maybe were new, who haven't heard of Johnny Phantasm before or what have you. So that's what this was. Does that make sense?
Yeah. How long was the campaign though? Like
7 days.
I mean, that's fantastic. Nearly 10 grand, 7 days, 202 backers. But he has been growing and grinding like for what, a year and a half, 2 years?
Yeah, no, the first Johnny Phantasm campaign was 2018. So that was the graphic novel. And then
this one?
Yep. And then he came back and relaunched it in a new format with a few extra pages. And that was the 1977 Alterna printed version. Yep. And then he launched 1985, and then his action figures, and then the most recent one, which was Ultra Star, which is his biggest campaign, 639 backers.
That's fantastic, man. Like you can see this from where it starts, like 109, 386, 547. Toys 336 and then 639. Like that's steady trajectory
Mhm.
upward. So congratulations, Patrick Thomas Parnell. You doing a sensational job.
No, I backed all of these campaigns. You know, I'm not much of an action figure collector, but I wanted to support that campaign. But I've enjoyed all of his books, and I know that the Canucks in chat, who's a big supporter of Patrick. I know Rick's in chat is a big supporter of Patrick. There's a lot of folks in chat who are big fans, and there's great talent on these books. This Ultrastar campaign has a Kenneth Rocafort cover. There's an R.T. Bear inked cover. Matt Yackey's on the colors. There's lots of folks in this book that are going to excite people.
And like he's getting work done too, George.
Mhm.
Like, 2018, and you had what 3 or 4 books now. So I mean that's
Mhm.
pretty impressive. Lots of people could learn from that.
Yep, I agree 100%. I've it's been fun. He's one of my favorite people to support.
Canuck says 75K next campaign. What do you think, Leroy, about this?
Look, I like Patrick, right? And I back all his stuff, but to say he's the next superstar, I think his art is highly stylized, I would say, and it's not going to be for everybody. So that might be one thing that holds him back. I'm not so as far as being a superstar. I think he'll be really good in Comicsgate, but will he blow up? I don't know.
All right, so we need to change it from superstar to doing really well.
That doesn't sound as good.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Joe's here. Rick's here. Good to see you guys. Crackheads here with the Yaki colors. It's looking much better. Yeah, I mean he's spending some money on these books too because
Rick Saylor, Danger Vanessa, all in chat as well.
Matt Yackey is not a cheap colorist. He's a pro level colorist. Art to Bear, I would not imagine would be a cheap inker to get either. So that is really cool. Yeah, so good job, Patrick. Let's have a look. Shelby.
Mhm.
This was his sketchbook, 45 backers.
Mhm.
Again, he is going upwards. 117, and then this one, he's like
Vanessa. I'd like to point out a Vanessa chat real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Superstar to very well. The man who brought us CG. We ain't that bad.
Yeah. I mean, she's not wrong. 27,343 from Shelby. He's moving upwards as well, which is fantastic to see. He's working on one of my books too, which is going to be fantastic. So I am super pumped for Shelby.
I think this is the guy on your list that can break out. I feel like with his talent, his artistic talent, this guy can break into 6 figures. He needs to get out of his comfort zone in the YouTube kind of marketing realm and kind of push on that. And if he pushes on that, the talent he has artistically, he can do a 6-figure campaign. So yes, this is the guy that can go into CG quote superstardom unquote level right here.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it would be with Rage Taldi's War, or would it be with a different IP? Do you think Rage Taldi's War has the mass appeal needed to hit that mark?
I think that because he launched so quietly, these first 2 books, it's unfortunate that I don't know it. It may have to be a new IP, that people see for the first time, because the way that he launched these books kind of was like under the radar. So it may have to be a new IP, but the talent, artistic talent, is there for him to really explode. I feel like.
Yeah, he's fantastic. I mean, some of the pages he sent me for Goliath is fantastic, and you guys said like get him to do more pages, so that's what I did.
Nice.
I think a lot of people sleep on from Shelby too. Is and George will know this. He has different styles. Like he could switch it up, and not everybody has that in them where they can do that. So just because Rage Taldi's War looks like an Image comic from the '90s doesn't mean his next IP is necessarily going to look like that.
And he has said it's going to look different by the time he gets to the end of this franchise that he's working on, the style is going to change. He drew 94 based on the style that was popular in 1994, but that style is going to change as the book progresses.
Yeah, I mean, his art's fantastic.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like that I'm seeing a massive jump too. He is getting around more, and he's putting himself out there a bit more. And you guys have done a great job encouraging him to get out of his shell. So, good job. Charlie's London raised 54. Yeah, what the idea was is people under 50 would be the next superstar. That's the way I came at it. So you can take it however you like.
That's okay. I was confused too.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't explain it very well. So there's that. Mark Polton, again, heading in a really good direction.
Now, Mark was involved in all the Graveyard Shift books that raised hundreds of thousands of dollars, right?
Yeah, I think the superstar status is already broken with Mark. And George just turned his camera off.
So 397 here. Then we've got Viking Wolf at 469.
Where's Graveyard Shift 3?
Yeah, well, this is Mark Polton only I've done. Mark Polton only. One really cool thing, Leroy. You probably know this because you're a huge Kenneth fan. But at $30,000, we get a Kenneth Roquefort art piece. Rob's list blows. Great stream, Rob. Oh, it's funny.
The thing about when you're saying a writer is going to be the next superstar is like, I like Graveyard Shift with Polton. I backed it. I have high hopes for Viking Wolf, but Mark is kind of dependent on artists, right? So yeah, I could tell you for Viking Wolf, I'm excited, but I'm more so excited about Dalton than Rodriguez. So the next book, I'd be even more excited if Mac Dalton did the entire book. So that's kind of when you're a writer, you're at that mercy of who your artist is.
Is that true, Rob?
It's very, very much true. What is this? Is it Rob Teenth again already? Man, I'm copping it. It's great. Fantastic. Rennie draws next campaign Rennie will be above 50K. There's a very good chance that is correct too, Eric. So yeah, US Assassin Book 3 Graveyard Shift. This is live now. You can get a copy. Link is in chat.
I think Mark has an ace up his sleeve too that maybe Shelby doesn't yet. But Mark is very good on stream, in my estimation. I don't understand how his channel isn't bigger than what it is. I think Mark is great on stream, which will help him. He's very entertaining. And he wants to be.
He talks about wrestling, though.
That's kind of, yeah.
Wrestling.
That's unfortunate, yeah.
Wrestling and comic books are very synonymous. I don't know why. I go to a lot of comic book conventions. There's always wrestlers there, and even when there's not, people online are talking about wrestling all the time. I don't know why they go together. I don't know.
Okay, so let's just re-clarify. These, it's technically not superstars. It is people that are making really good headway and heading in the right direction and are increasing as they go.
And may or may not have already had a $260,000.
Rob is about to be with a kid 25-8 due to the Aussie shutdowns. This is not going to be his best work. Yeah, mate, it's already happened. She's meant to be at Kinder right now, and she's at home because Kinder's closed, which is absolutely ridiculous. Rob is a superstar host, pretty good host. Pro wrestlers are real life superheroes because comics are gay and wrestling is gay. No, it's superstars, Rob. Stick to grocery lists, Rob. CM Punk's
I bet his
UFC
wife
career is
actually
bad.
makes the grocery list for him. I bet he's not even capable of doing that.
No, every time I go to the shops, I always forget to take the little bag that you're meant to take, and then I have to carry everything in my hands.
Mm.
You have to bring your
You
own
know how it is.
bags.
Yeah, we don't have grocery bags. You have to pay for them now. You have to pay like 10 cents a bag.
Hmm.
Australia. Stumbling through it, Rob. I would expect nothing less. There you go.
Ouch.
All right.
That guy you just
is-
highlighted,
What?
the
Joe
guy you just
Sontag.
highlighted, he needs to be on your list, by the way.
Well, my list that I came
Oh, not
up with
again.
last night,
Oh
right,
man.
Oh no.
is for people that have more than one campaign. So that's why Bancroft isn't on it, right?
So you have a lot of criteria. More than one campaign, not 50,000.
You should have just called this stream a list of creators Rob wants to talk about.
All right. Manny Summers and Peter Gilmore. What the Wizard. 345 backers. The art wasn't really for me on this one, but
What did the first one do?
is that not the first one?
No.
Let's have a look.
Well, it may be, but she's got multiple War the Wizards ones.
I think that's the first one. Yeah, 345.
The second one, then.
Right, the second one. Where did it go? This one? 183. So that's gone down. Leroy, you're destroying my my list. Thank you very much. Was that your plan all along?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
We thought last week's was bad.
Oh my god. 512, 32, 76.
Yeah.
and
Lots
Jack
of
the
people
Ripper.
are very excited about this. This is the first 30. 512 backers. Very excited about this campaign. A lot of people are.
Yeah. It's interesting. Like a vampire Jack the Ripper story. This is something I can get into. I haven't backed it yet, but I think I most likely will.
So the concept here is that all of Jack the Ripper's victims were actually vampires, and he was actually hunting them.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, that's a cool story, a cool premise. Is this something? So this is another question I want to ask you guys. Are we allowed to ask each other what we've backed, like live on air?
No, we go by a don't ask, don't tell policy in here in Comicsgate.
What?
Is that like is that not kosher? Is that not on? You know,
I think it'd be more of a problem for you than it would be for me because I'm just a fan.
Hashtag. Pound sign is George's play.
Second book of Mandy that I backed. Rob's computer's going to crash from all those tabs. Oz asks, how much do you think Eric Canetti will make on Arc Athena? That's a good question.
Johnny Randers does say it's impolite.
Why does Johnny Rando say that? It's impolite. Yeah, I mean, like, are we so sensitive that we can't ask because people are like the creators are going to get upset that people haven't backed their book? Is that the why we can't ask people?
I don't know.
George and I ask all the time. That sounds like something you're worried about, not us.
Yeah, I mean, do you even back Rob? Yeah, I back heaps of books actually.
He just doesn't read them.
Yeah, I just don't read them.
Although you did read The Lucent.
I did read The Lucent, yeah, and I read Monster MD, so I'm catching up. And this week I'm going to read Perfect 10, and I'm going to read Sovereign Wolf. So that's going to happen this week. You
are good. You only got Sovereign Wolf 3.5 months ago. Congratulations, Rob.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. We have 50 people in here, so if you can hit like and subscribe, that'd be fantastic, and enjoy more quality content like this, George.
I'm hitting like right now myself.
Oh, fantastic.
That's a lot.
Have you guys backed this one?
I have not.
No.
Is it? And it's just not. It's not your thing, like vampires.
It's not my thing.
Fair enough. Okay. So yeah, Mandy Summers, good job. This is something else. The art on this is superior to everything that they've done previously, and I would probably guess that is one of the reasons why the book is doing a lot better than the other ones. Would you agree? Disagree?
I
This
would
might
agree.
be the artist's wheelhouse because he seems to be really, really knocking it out of the park, and everyone's very excited about it.
Good idea, Eric McIntyre.
3.5 months is amateurish. Yes. Read Lost Pages. CG is all about the books. The rest is just filler. Well, on everyone's IGG profile, it automatically shows you all campaigns you have backed.
Mm-hmm.
Who's backed more, George or me?
I'll tell you right now.
Do we dare look?
You probably backed more because you're a creator. You have to network.
Let me
63 contributions for me.
Oh my god, I think it's going to be close. Where does it say like the actual number?
On your profile.
72.
Oh, it is close.
Yeah. 72. There you go, right there. No lights. All right. Who else have we got? We've done Shelby. We've done that one. We've done Phil Diaz, Magic Cop, and Lost Pages. Again, 289 backers. First book, 13,000. Then on to Lost Pages, 547, and then Magic Cop 2, 356. So going up, kind of. 108 for me. 72 books Rob has not read. Oh my gosh.
Got some mainstream books he hasn't read too. It's more than that, Eric. Don't you worry.
Rob has backed 10 campaign. How many is Rick backed?
Oh, that's a good question.
How many has Jim Cox backed? How many is Eric backed? Let us know if you want to. That'd be really cool. But yeah, good to see Phil. He's hustling. He's heading upwards. It seems like the Lost Pages is his number one seller though. Whether Magic Cop 2 is going to get there, probably will because it's a lot newer. But good to see some real good growth from these campaigns, George.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Osgray Sage, 114 campaigns, 97 for Clutch Boogie.
Damn.
Whoa. Jim Cox, 196.
Look at you, legends. This is just fantastic. 52, 196, 25. Sensational. I don't think when people say I'm only on I'm on 25, but I'm new. It doesn't matter how many you're on. If you
Then
back
why are
one
we?
book,
Then
that's
why
fantastic.
are we looking at them in chat if it doesn't matter, Rob?
I think it's just cool.
Rob just asked them to put the numbers in.
I think it's just cool. I don't think it matters if you've only backed 1 or 200. It's awesome that you've backed regardless. Neff is almost at 250. That's crazy. Sumo Thori only 56, but he picks up a lot of original art. That's really cool. Beampad's at 4. He's new too. That's awesome. Less than 40 for Von Stugel. Frog G's over 300. That's really cool. So I can tell that Leroy loved this show. This was fantastic.
We're still going. Why did you shut? Are we done talking about Phil?
Yeah, that was it.
Well, I think Leroy had something to say. You stopped sharing. You didn't ask him what he thought about the Lost Pages.
What do you think about the Lost Pages? Okay, very nice.
I like Phil. He's one of my favorites in CG. But Phil has a very particular art style that Phil likes. And it's very different from my taste. And I think if Phil branches out to different art, I think maybe pick one of those or two of the characters from the Lost Pages, he can get big. He can definitely get bigger.
Polton, 76. Amanda B at 47. She's only backed. She's backed 4 this week. She's only new too, so I mean that's a hell of an effort as well.
No, she's been around about a year now. That's not new anymore.
Rick's at 92. Probably 60
Is that
of
really
those are
it?
Shelby.
That list? There was nobody else?
No, that was it. That was the.
You didn't
that
have
was-
Irene on there?
No, because she's only got one campaign. There's a second list, which is potential superstars in the making.
But she's fulfilled a campaign.
Where you come up with these lists, Rob?
She's fulfilled a campaign before.
Has she?
Yes. An
Oh,
art
I
book.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me bring up the ones that I think that could have done amazing things for the first time out. Okay.
Is skits on there?
Oh my gosh, George.
I really have brought up one book this whole entire time, and you didn't talk about it at all.
I'll bring up skits. Michael Bancroft, first time creator, 952 backers. I think is absolutely ridiculous.
Borrow ideas.
There's still 44 people watching this train wreck of me trying to do this stream. So there you go. Rob had a list of people who he may make a list about. George, help me out here.
No,
Surely this is impressive.
no. Michael's campaign is extraordinarily impressive, but I'm not going to make a comment on it till I read it.
I didn't think we were in a place where I've got to stop looking at chat because they are roasting me.
I'd like to point out to the chat that sometimes Rob is smart and gets with me and George before the stream, like maybe a few days, and is like, "Hey, what do we want to talk about?" That did not happen this week.
I borrow ideas. Can you talk about this stream on Saturday? Dumpster fire. You write this list in crayon. Oh, okay. Right. I didn't think we were in a place where a new creator could get to 1,000 backers. Now, like in 2021, I didn't think that we could get there anymore. All right. The whole magic of the CG blowing up at the time that happened, and that is gone. But he's on the verge. He's only 48 backers away from it now. I think that's beyond impressive. Cool. Right.
I think a lot of that has to do with YouTube more than the book. I think he just done a hell of a job on building his channel up.
He has. I'm bringing that one up there. So George.
Oh, look at that! It's funny you bring up skits. I've read that book recently, and I was really impressed with it. Eric the Guapo, formerly Eric McIntyre in the chat, has a review on his YouTube channel. I echoed his sentiment in a review I did on the Splintering. This is not a book you can judge just based on the image you see on this campaign. I was extraordinarily impressed. You might look at the art and be like, that's really not for me, but it suits the story perfectly, and I think you'll be really impressed with it. And a first-time creator doing a 64-page mixed media art campaign, it was beautiful.
Yeah, and the fact that there's different journeys in the book based on what you get is like, I can't even, like, that's crazy that he's done that.
Yep, I think he's a superstar in the making. People are going to start seeing this book. People are going to start seeing reviews. I hope it blows up for him.
The problem is even I know you keep telling me that, but until they make the campaign like really pop for me, I'm still not going to back it.
No,
like, they need to fix this. This is if it's as good as what you're saying, and I'm not saying it isn't, George. I'm just saying they need to fix this.
What sold me was not just this campaign. It was it's a husband and wife team. I don't know if you know that or not, Rob. So the husband is the artist and the writer, and the wife is the promoter and the editor. And it was her passion for the project on me seeing them on How to Draw Comics. I saw them on an interview with Clayton.
Are they the English couple?
No.
No?
No. He really has no idea what's going on, does he, George?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I know who you're thinking of. You're thinking of the one that looked like a video game. Because I remember you backed them that day.
This is like a text plate of how not to put together a campaign almost. Like
What don't you like about it though? What's wrong with it, Leroy?
look how long it is. It's like so much here. It's not they're jumping back and forth between things. Like it's yeah. Do they even have sequentials, George?
Yeah. It's mostly splash pages. You're right. There's not a lot of panel work in here. In the book, there's plenty of
that's what I'm
panel
saying.
work.
That's what I'm saying.
But the campaign is all
right.
splash-looking pages. But I'm telling you, I was extraordinarily impressed. And Rick Saylor says they make a great team, and they really, really do.
Too many words, says Jim Cox.
I think it's always tough with your first book. Like, what are you going to do for a featured tier? People are used to that $50 featured tier, and they really couldn't do that. They had their 3 books as their tier, which is a little bit pricey. I just got the one main book. At the 85 is just a little bit too high for a new creator for me. Like, I took a chance on the $25 tier, and that's what I would recommend. If you're considering something, just buy the $25 version and see what you think.
I'm on the fence with this one, but George is starting to convince me. Yeah, I mean, they should rework the page. It's in demand. I don't know. Like, are they going to keep it up? They're going to do a relaunch of it.
I don't know.
I don't like it when campaigns do this with the split images. I'd rather have one big image because I don't think it doesn't impress as much as a single image would do. I hate stuff like this with a giant text as well. Like it takes me out of it. And like Leroy said, there's no internal pages. It goes from big text, small text, big text all over again, and it's all it is.
Well, there you
all
go.
over the shop.
But the thing is like actually, too, George is really good at like knowing what I'd like, and he loves this book, but he's never said, "Leroy, you'll love this." Like so. He's usually pretty good. He would have told me to back it by now if he thought it was for me.
To me, the best way I can describe it, if you're a longtime comic book reader, it belonged in the Vertigo universe for me. That's where I would have seen it.
Unreliable narrator trope doesn't appeal to me. Robbie's having flashbacks of being at the grocery store without his list and about to check out his wallet left in his kangaroo. I just realized I've never backed a book where I personally haven't seen the creator on a stream. Yes, George, 100%.
They've been on stream, though. I've seen them around. It's not like they don't get around. So
now he was trying to fulfill a campaign which was 64 pages of all original art. So I'm assuming he was working. I mean, he got it out in a year or so. So Robert Shepard, I really hope you enjoy it. I'm not familiar with what your tastes are particularly, but I really enjoyed this book. What I'm once again I was impressed with was the story. Like I really just thought it was going to be like an art book with some words in it, but I was really impressed with the story.
You also think AI is a good movie?
I do think it's a good movie. I'm also friends with Rob, so
yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Now, this is not the artist, by the way. This is the artist of the variant cover.
No. It's really cool though when you guys get excited about a book and then someone else decides to back the book because of your excitement. Do you guys enjoy that?
I do. Yeah, I hope they like it. I get nervous when they do that, and I know I've backed books based on someone else's recommendation, and they get nervous. So it's like, I just
after I read Starlight Cats, I texted George. I'm like, dude, you're gonna love this. And we didn't talk about it until the review today. So I was like, oh, what if he doesn't? I think he's going to love it.
I remember George backed a book based on something I said, and then that book got thrown in the bin.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the first time. Not from you, from other people too. Johnny Cage says, George, where are you getting all that sass from? He says I've been very sassy lately.
The Relentless Tin Soldier is incredibly underfunded. I've seen it around, but not enough to know much about it.
I don't like that. I don't like saying something's underfunded. You know, like, is it? Like, who determines what is supposed to be funded at what?
No, I agree. I think it's a matter of getting the book out there more is the problem. That's why it's most. I don't know. This is throwing me through a loop. I don't like these person bios, George? Are you a fan of the personal bio?
I don't know if it would sell me or prevent me from backing. This was an interesting campaign in which I just liked the main variant. I think he got these two artists. I think they were. I know Kent Williams is a major star.
Yeah.
The other person I'm not as familiar with, but I liked Michael's main cover A, the best. So
That one.
that first one there, that was my favorite of the three covers. I know Kent is huge. Patrick Reynolds, I don't know as much, but I know Michael was super excited to have both of them on the campaign. But I like Michael's cover the best.
They should have just got a Rocafort cover.
Yeah, why don't you just do that, Rob?
I've got a story to tell you later about
Ooh.
that. So George, if you knowing now what you know about the book and how you liked it, if you were to back it again, would you buy all the 3 books, or would you just get the single again?
Do you know that each of the books has a variant interior too?
Yes, that's why I'm asking.
I'm not a big fan of the variant covers. I just don't like them as much as everyone else does. I think I would just stick with the main book. Like, I feel like I backed exactly what I should have gotten, and I'm really happy with that. That's why I think if you're in chat and you're not sure, just take a chance on book A or book whichever one you want, and I think you'll be pleased. I know Eric backed all 3. Eric Guapo backed all 3.
I do not read bios. What sold me on the book was the hero. Skits had trouble differentiating between reality and the dream world. Yes, we all struggle with that.
No, just you.
Again, how ridiculous is this campaign that it's up to 1,100 backers now for a first-time campaign of someone who barely has a YouTube, who I mean, he has a YouTube, but it's very, very small. He doesn't stream that often. He doesn't. How? Like, this is incredible.
I think
Absolutely
that number's misleading.
It certainly is, Leroy. It certainly is misleading because there are a lot of people who've backed 3, 4, even 5 times. But still, I'm like just craziness.
Canuck says, I went all in War Party.
You did?
The Canuck.
Oh, yeah. Where's my thing?
I know a lot of folks in chat. Lord Crackhead is a huge, huge fan of the War Party series. I know Rick Saylor, I know, has backed multiple times. Lots of folks are really excited about this book.
Yes, Jim, the answer is yes.
Yeah, they do. They do. Someone's asking about what the differences between the 3 versions of the book are for skits.
Yeah. The interiors, there's a dream sequence in each of the 3, and it's about 6 pages long, roughly. I'm not 100% sure of the exact number, and each of those sequences are different within the book. So ultimately, the start and finish will be the same, but you'll see a different sequence in that dream.
Another thing, he's like Mark. I really do think we call him Professor Murph, Justin, whatever you want to call him. He's really good on stream. I think if he dedicates a little more time to YouTube, like, I think he can grow quite a bit. He's pretty natural on stream. If he starts doing that, I think he can grow quite a bit, actually.
He's better on stream than I am.
You're fine on stream. It's your topics that are shaky.
Yeah, the way he's done it, though, is he's added on secret perks during the campaign, and people have gone and reback them. And the way it's worked is that they don't have shipping, so that people can just go and add them on if they want to. So, like, you've got a slipcase. What else was there, George? Because I backed a few.
There was a handbook. There was issue handbook. 0. There was you were able to back his old books that were already in print. There was some action figures.
A very limited action figure.
Yep. There was all kinds of stuff. There was sketch tiers. There was original art. There was obviously variant covers. All kinds of stuff. New variant covers, apparently.
One thing, and that's another thing, like, he has, 5 or 6 issues, so not everyone can do what he's done by adding the stuff on to that extent. Like, you can't really make a slipcase if you've only got 1 issue. So, yeah, it's not going to work for everyone, but he's done an incredible job.
After reading the first 3, I I kind of like I want the whole thing, and not even floppies. I want it on one collection. That kind of nailed that preference into my head. It's like I'd rather have a graphic novel kind of thing than single floppies.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I like the idea of the floppies. He wants to go old school with it, and I think part of his idea too is he wanted the covers. He wanted to have one for each of the covers, so I could see why he wanted to do that.
I'm not in for backing a bunch, but if it continues on and it gets good, it stays good as it was. If he put out a campaign where it was a graphic novel, I might back him again. I might buy that graphic novel, the whole collection, trade paperback kind of thing.
All right,
This
I haven't read this one yet, but by all accounts, Eddie's done a fantastic job first time around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe you guys can talk about this a bit more than I can since you've reviewed it.
Yeah, I think like for a first-time creator, like Eddie might be the example, George. Like he might be the example if you're a first-time creator of who, outside of his YouTube, like he doesn't YouTube enough, I don't think, and he knows that. I mean, but as far as getting a book together, getting it out, hiring quality creators to get in here and do work for him, keeping everybody on task, on schedule, and he's doing it right now with the second one. I mean, he's actively working on the second book. This is to me the gold standard as far as the perks, the on time, the quality of the book. I was surprised the book was as good as it came out of nowhere for me. So,
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're talking like a 96-page book too. It was huge. That came with an extra book with tons of other stuff with it. It was crazy.
And one thing too, like Eddie paid for this all up front, so he took a massive risk. Like, because stuff wouldn't have been cheap. So not everyone can do that. Like everyone's in different circumstances about how much money they've got and that kind of stuff.
I feel like this could be, George, one of the IPs of Comicsgate.
Ooh,
that's a big call. That's interesting.
I'm talking about outside of Ethan, and but I'm saying it could
it started here.
It could take hold. That's what I'm saying. He's built this rich world. He's got all these different things going on. This could be one of the key IPs in CG.
That's cool. That's really cool. Yeah, like value for money, he smashed it like ridiculous. The book was what, 100 pages or something? How big was it?
I think it was 96, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But no more werewolf books, for the love of God. No more.
We were talking earlier, Leroy and I, and it went from being a joke to being now it's just too much.
As a first-time creator, I can appreciate Eddie showing us the main character instead of having his audience wait till issue 12 to tease out the character. I find it really weird that werewolves are so popular because they've never really been a very popular like creature.
No, I remember when vampires got popular. I remember when all these other zombies got popular. I don't remember there ever being a vampire type, werewolf type craze, except for now.
To be fair, though, this isn't a werewolf book; it's a furry book, George.
Fair enough. With werewolves,
they had the Hall of Furries, yeah.
But War Party is also a werewolf book.
Yeah, that's a furry book too, though. Really.
That's it though. Like that's the line. No more werewolf books.
Well, tell that to Aaron Lopresti, who just launched a werewolf book.
That's the last one. No more.
Oh, that's the last one. Okay.
That's the last one. No more after that. Back that book to Twilight was a werewolf book. Was it a werewolf book or was it
a vampire book?
Yeah. It seems to go, you're right though, George. It seems to go like vampires, zombies. Sometimes it goes dragons as well. Read it, Rob. Everyone is, where'd it go? Everyone's trying to gatekeep my new IP, Howlitzer. Yeah, that was a great one, Mo. I saw that the other day. It was a fantastic one.
Mo used to talk about one I was really excited about called Bare Knuckle Neanderthal. I haven't heard him mention that book in a long time.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's all. Is there any other ones that have made a really good splash first time out?
Monster MD maybe. Seems like that was pretty positively received.
What is the Super Digital and the Replicator 3 featured tier? It's just a behind the scenes of all the things. So it has all the art, all the character colors, inks, character designs, some other stuff as well. Lots of stuff in there. All right. Well, that's it. We might pretty much wrap it up there, I think.
Great.
George, any final words?
I have a couple of reviews on the splintering. If you guys get a chance to check it out, one's for warts and all, and one is for skits. You get a chance to check those out. And Leroy just posted 2 reviews that we just did for warts and all, and Starlight Cats on his YouTube channel.
Yep, links in the description for both of those. Only Death Can Save Us. That's another good shout out there, George.
Absolutely, we both enjoyed that book.
That's a first day backing for the second book.
Would I be right in saying that a lot of the first time people, well, some of the first time people are doing a really good job?
This isn't Russ's first time. He's a professional. That's why I don't kind of list him with Eddie or whatever. Is because Russ is a pro. So
the last 3 books I got, whether I reviewed them with Leroy or I reviewed them with the splintering, all got A's for their book. So it's getting good.
Monster MD made me realize Invisible Women are hot. So we're enjoying comics at the moment. Is that what's happening?
The ones I'm getting, I'm still missing quite a few.
Worst duplicator stream yet.
We did back
people are watching.
We did back a non-CG independent book, George, that we both detested.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Can we talk about that or not?
No.
Okay. All right. We're going to wrap it up there. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Go check out George's reviews on the Splintering and Leroy's reviews on his channel. Links are down below. Go back a book. That's it. We'll see you later, everyone. Guys. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out during this. Bye.